Good day and welcome to Space Station Live and the Christopher C. Kraft Jr. Mission Control Center in Houston, Texas, where a team of flight controllers is watching over the activities of the Expedition 35 and 36 crews aboard the International Space Station. Flight director today is Dina Cantella, and she's on console being assisted by spacecraft communicator or Capcom Jeremy Hansen. It's appropriate for Jeremy to be on console today with the first Canadian commander preparing to depart the space station tonight. Hansen also is a Canadian Space Agency astronaut. He was picked in May of 2009 as one of two members of the third Canadian astronaut selection class. One of 14 members of the 20th NASA astronaut class, and he graduated from training, his initial training in 2011. On board the International Space Station, of course, we still have 6 astronauts and cosmonauts. The Expedition 35 crew is made up of Commander Chris Hadfield, who has just handed over command of the station to Pavel Vinogradov. He's joined by Roman Romanenko of the Russian Federal Space Agency, Tom Marshburn of NASA, Chris Cassidy of NASA, and of course Alexander Mazurkin, also of the Russian Federal Space Agency. The crew is going through a very busy morning. They awoke a little bit later than usual, getting some extra rest after a busy spacewalking weekend at 6 a.m. Central Time this morning to begin preparations for the departure of Hadfield, Romanenko, and Tom Marshburn, who'll be coming home later this evening to the steppe of Kazakhstan. We have a replay of the daily planning conference in which Hadfield and Marshburn played tribute to the flight control teams that support them. Let's take a listen to that now.
Houston Station 1. Good morning, Houston. Доброе утро, Houston.
Доброе утро, Expedition 36. Good morning, International Space Station. We're happy to join you on the first day of Expedition 36.
Okay, thank you very much. The crew of Expedition 36 everybody welcome Houston, Huntsville, Tsukuba, Moscow, Munich. We are ready to work, and we hope for good joint activity. I will pleasure ask to speak to Chris to start DPC of Houston.
Houston, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Great to talk to you. Important day today. We're looking forward to getting some of the precious cargo you have on board safely back to planet Earth today.
All smiles up here, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have a lot for you today. The plans on board, no deltas for Houston. Basically, we wanted to just send along our words of thanks for the hard work for the Expedition 35 crew before they come home. We wish them Godspeed and safe travels. And if you have any comments or questions for us, we're standing by. But if not, I'll pass you over to Penny in Huntsville. She had some words.
Hey, Jeremy, just before we leave Houston, it's been an incredible personal experience as well as an extremely satisfying professional experience for all of us on board as Tom and I are packing up our things and getting ready to go home. And we will be talking to Huntsville and the other centers that have done such a magnificent job around the world. I just wanted to momentarily thank my home agency, the Canadian Space Agency, who have worked this flight for years and years and supported so magnificently and have allowed all this to happen on behalf of my country. It's just been an extremely fulfilling and amazing experience end to end. We're, of course, focusing very much on flying the Soyuz home now and looking forward to seeing everybody face to face. But from this Canadian to all the rest of them, I offer an enormous debt of thanks and look forward to seeing everybody soon.
Well, the feeling is...
Jeremy, and I'd like to just step in real quick. This is Tom, and just to close it out from us, finishing up 35, I just want to say, never forget that what everyone does down there is absolutely miraculous. Not only keeping this incredible spacecraft going, but taking care of your fellow human beings up on board. So thanks for your patience, and thanks for everything.
everyone on the ground is more than happy to do that job. You guys make this very fulfilling for everybody watching the way you work in space. Looks like it's just been an amazing place to be. Makes us all envious. We want to come up there and join you. You've done a really great job. And Chris, I know from the Canadian Space Agency, I received some emails yesterday. There's a lot of pride there in what you've done. Everyone's very appreciative of your efforts to make a name for Canada in space. So thank you from all of us.
And very appropriate words as Tom Marshburn mentioned the Herculean efforts of Mission Control here, and Chris Hadfield, the commander, offgoing commander, thanking folks around the world that have supported their stay on orbit. A good example of that was this weekend's activity on Thursday. We saw a major increase to a leak of an ammonia system out on the P6 truss structure on the space station. Within just a couple of days, the Mission Control team, working with the crew on orbit, was able to put together a spacewalk that successfully removed and replaced the pump and flow control subassembly box on Saturday during a 5-hour and 30-minute spacewalk that was turned around probably quicker than any other spacewalk on the International Space Station. Flight controllers here continue to monitor the successful work of Chris Cassidy and Tom Marshburn, who were outside for that spacewalk, as they watch the pump and flow control subsystem box that was installed. So far, we're not seeing any instances of the large leak that we were seeing prior to the spacewalk. The older box that was installed in a stowage platform is showing some signs of minor leakage. It's going to take 4 to 6 weeks before we can actually get all the data we need and follow the trends of this leakage to ensure that this has solved the problem that has been going on for quite some time in this area of the ammonia cooling systems that help cool the electrical generation solar array systems and the International Space Station. Otherwise, everything is set for tonight's return to Earth of the Expedition 35 folks. Commander Chris Hadfield, Soyuz Commander Roman Romanenko, and NASA flight engineer and Tom Marshburn are going to be wrapping up 146 days in space and 144 days on the International Space Station. Of course, yesterday, Hadfield turned over command of the station to Pavel Vinogradov in a change of command ceremony. And Expedition 36 formally begins tonight at 6:08 p.m. Central Time, at the time that the Soyuz spacecraft undocks, taking Hadfield, Romanenko, and Marshburn home.
It is time to
We do have a small snippet of the change of command ceremony that we'll replay for you later. Our hatch closure is scheduled for 2:50 p.m. Central Time today, and then undocking scheduled at 6:08 p.m. Central Time, with a deorbit burn that's planned for 8:37 p.m. Central Time, and landing in Kazakhstan at 9:30 p.m. Central Time tonight. That's going to be southeast of the remote town of Zhezgazgan, Kazakhstan, and the helicopters and support teams are all en route to get ready and in place for that landing activity later tonight. Meanwhile, the next crew to go up on the International Space Station, Karen Nyberg, Luca Parmitano, and Fyodor Yashikin, and their backups are doing administrative work today, all set to depart Thursday for the launch site at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan for their final launch preparations for later this month.